Hi everyone, this is Anna and
Cassie.
what's your name?
Cassie.
Kelsey. Okay. With scrapping, stamping, and stuff. Today we're going to share a really cool technique with you. I have been wanting to try this for a while and I haven't, and I finally did. I have a few different samples here to show you of mirror stamping or reverse stamping. And this is where you take one stamp, for example, this goat stamp. See, he is facing left, or she is facing left, and you are able to stamp it the opposite way as well. So I was able to stamp it facing left and facing right. Or on our moose card, let me show you this. This is a spinner card, and if you've never seen one of these, we'll show you how it works. So here I have the moose facing right as shown on the stamp set, but I was also able to stamp one facing left, and I was able to mount these back to back. I used the punch. I'm going to show you exactly how to create this double-sided moose here in a minute, but you place it between your paper, you mount that string in there. Before you close it, you wind it up like I just did, and then when the person opens the card, it spins. How cool is that? So I got my double-sided moose there. On the dogs here. Here you can see the stamp, it faces right, but I was able to face the dog right and left. And then on this one down here with the birds, this is our high tide stamp set. So this is actually the reverse image where I was able to point them left, and then the reflection down here is the regular stamp that I used, and I just stamped off to get the lighter color. So I want to show you how to do this because this technique allows you to essentially double the use you can get out of your stamps because you can make them face both directions. So there's a few, I will mention this, there's a few reasons you may want to do this on your cards. So one is just for proper positioning for your card or your project, your scrapbook page, whatever it is. Have you ever been making something and you just thought, wow, if this was facing left instead of right, it would just really fit on my project better. So that is one reason you may want to do the mirror stamping or the reverse stamping. One is to make two that are either facing each other or facing away from each other. Usually what you see on projects is where they're facing each other, so they look like they're talking or kissing or, you know, looking at each other or something like that. One is for the double-sided images, like on this spinner card, so you could get the same image on both sides of a punch or a die cut. And then the reflection technique. You could do this in water. You could do it with something looking in a window with a reflection coming back from that window. You could also do it something looking into a mirror and a reflection coming back. So those are all reasons that you may want to try this mirror stamping. So what you're going to need to do this includes your ink and your stamps, of course, and then a Stamparatus and a silicone craft sheet. So right now, let's show you how to do this. We're going to show you how to make the moose, the double-sided moose. So we're going to lay that on the Stamparatus, bring that over and pick it up. Now, before I insert my paper, I am going to ink this up and stamp onto the craft sheet. So I've got it inked. I'm going to stamp it once. If you really, I found, just to give myself a little more confidence, make sure it was inked right, I did this 2 times. Now you are going to bring your paper in and lay it down very carefully. You cannot let it budge once you lay it down, otherwise you're going to end up with a smudge on the back side. Now you're going to stamp one more time. If you are going to be using both sides of this, you may want to ink your stamp up again before you do this last stamp. But what I find is it usually still has quite a bit of ink on it. So here we have the regular one, which is facing right. Here on the back side, we have the other one facing left. So let me show you. We will punch this out. To punch it out, I'm going to need to cut some of that off. So bring in my punch. Punch that out. We have a moose that faces right. We have a moose that faces left. So you can use both sides, like on the spinner card, or if all you wanted was for the moose to face left, you have that right here. So that is all it takes to do this mirror stamping. Now I also want to show you an example where we're going to make two animals face each other, just to give you one more sample. So we'll get rid of the moose here, and just for fun, I thought we would use this funny little goat. I thought maybe we'd put two of the goats beside each other and make them look like they're dancing. So for this one, I have to think about this. When you are going to be pairing two together, you have to think about it a little bit harder to make sure that you get them on your paper in a place that you're going to leave an opening where you can stamp the second one. So we're going to do this, and hopefully it's going to work out how I'm intending. So I still see that other moose back here. We better clean that off of the craft sheet so that it doesn't stamp onto our other piece of cardstock. So I am going to ink the goat. I am going to stamp the goat. This time I'm just going to do it one time. I'm going to very carefully lay my cardstock in here. It doesn't have to be right up at the corner. You just want to make sure when you put it in there it doesn't move. So give it a good press. Lift up carefully so you don't smudge it again. So back here on the back side we have our image. Now if you can see that bled just a little bit, it's not too bad, but yes.
You probably had to dry it and then it wouldn't smudge.
Very good. I am sure because I had just wiped that off that it was not dry yet. So make sure it is dry. And now that we have that one stamped, I'll stick this on a regular block and I'm going to stamp the second one beside it, as if they are dancing together. So that is all that is involved with this mirror stamping. Very cool technique that you can use for lots of neat projects. I think one of my favorite ways to use this is with the reflection in water. You can make some beautiful projects by reflecting an image down into some water. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this is something you will try out sometime. Like I said, you can basically double your use of your stamps because you can use the image you have, but you can reverse it and use it the other way as well. Thanks for joining in. We hope to see you again next time. Please check out more inspiration and shop for your supplies on my website at scrappingstampingandstuff.com. Have a great day.